Welcome to Garden State Screenings.
What do they call it?
They call it Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese.
That's right.
What do they call a Big Mac?
Big Mac's a Big Mac, but they call it Le Big Mac.
Le Big Mac.
Chasing Amy. What? What did you say? Chasing Amy.
Let me tell you this. The older you do get, the more rules are gonna try to get you to follow. You just gotta keep living, man. Livin.
You know what the real tragedy about all this is? I'm not even supposed to be here today!
Oh, fuck you! Fuck you, pal!
Wait, you changed your name to McLovin? McLovin? What kind of a stupid name is that, Fogel? What, are you trying to be an Irish R&B singer?
Oh, they let you pick any name you want when you get down there.
And you landed on McLovin.
I was between that and Muhammad.
Why the fuck would it be between that or Muhammad?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Garden State Screenings, a podcast hosted by me, Christian Jose, who today we're going to be taking a look at another movie. And again, thank you once again for joining us on episode 3. Episode 3. I can't believe I'm making episode 3. And it's been fun, making these episodes. Hopefully everyone's enjoying them. And yeah, we're gonna go straight into the movie today because there's no time to waste. We can't waste time before everyone gets tired of hearing my voice. So let's go right into this movie. After the box office bomb that was Mallrats, Kevin Smith had no idea what to do next. He definitely was hurt after this and surrounded himself with reviews trashing the movie, calling it bullshit and trash, and calling him an unqualified director. But one review caught his attention. The review that talked about how Kevin Smith was just a big guy who's trying too hard to conceal the fact that he's a giant teddy bear inside, who wanted to make a rom-com so bad. Clerks is a romantic story for a guy who loves two girls. Mallrats is a love story about two couples, but both movies focus more on the crude humor and dirty jokes while doing a good job at it. But so that alone sparked Kevin Smith to write his next film, Chasing Amy, taking inspiration from real-life relationship, most famous, his relationship with Joey Lauren Adams, who he met while filming Mallrats and broke up during the filming of this movie. He credits Joey for putting up with his male insecurities. Many agree arguments about how she's been all over the world and he's only known New Jersey. Smith also took a lot of inspiration from his friend and producer Scott Mosier, who he himself was experiencing a love story of his own when he fell in love with a lesbian. Yes, that's true. So before we get into this movie, which I consider the most original rom-com of all time, let's look at the trailer.
Spot a long face, Horace.
I'm just having a little girl trouble.
Pressing charges. I get that a lot.
Holden McNeil was set in his ways. The way he worked. The way he lived. And the way he thought love should be. But then, she showed up.
Let me guess. You like her.
This girl loves me.
There's something you should know.
She got a boyfriend.
Well, no.
Then what's to know, my friend?
And this girl's got a secret that's going to drive him crazy.
I like you, Holden. I'd really like us to be friends.
What'd I tell you? She just needs the right guy.
What's up?
Hope you come pick me up. I'll be your best friend.
Now, the only thing standing in Holden's way is the truth.
I can't take this.
Can't take what?
I love you. Not in a friendly way.
How was your pseudo date?
Okay, I'm telling you, she's never even been with a guy.
You're dating a guy?
So what if it is true?
You know you have no shot at getting her into bed.
I take it that's not good.
Miramax Films presents a comedy that tells it like it feels.
She's been around and seen things we've only read about in books.
So what'd you do last night?
Got lucky.
Chasing Amy.
Holden McNeil, played by Ben Affleck, is a comic book writer with his best friend Banky Edwards, played by Jason Lee. The two make the hit comic book series Bluntman and Chronic, based on Jay and Silent Bob. Holden isn't too happy with the way it's viewed as a cheap laugh compared to the first comic book 37, a more mature comic book. While attending a comic book convention and helping their friend Hooper X put on a show, Holden meets Hooper X's friend Alyssa Jones, played by Joey Lauren Adams. Holden quickly falls for her and she seems to like him back as she invites him the next day to go out with Hooper to the bar, where the two find out that they're from the same part of New Jersey, him being from Highlands and her being from Middletown. And Banky tags along even if he wasn't invited. It's here where Holden finds out Alyssa isn't into him because she's not even into guys. She's lesbian. Holden takes the news harsh, as Banky, who isn't a fan of Alyssa to begin with, loves this. After that, Alyssa and Holden form a friendship anyway and spend a lot of time together, making Banky mad and jealous, and he says it's just a fantasy for him to think that he can get her. Holden eventually tells Alyssa how he feels and how he loves her, and through some way, somehow, she also falls in love with him and likes him back. They begin to date, which makes Alyssa's friends exile her from her group. While this goes on, Banky and Holden are presented with the opportunity of having the comic book series be turned into a cartoon show. Banky loves the idea and money, but Holden isn't sure, wanting to still be viewed as an artist, not a sellout. This adds to the feel between the two friends. We come to find out that Banky has been digging up some dirt on Alyssa, that Holden isn't the first guy she's been with, and that she had a very interesting past before she moved to New York and left New Jersey. Banky finds out that her nickname in high school is Fingercuffs. This upsets Holden, of course, and gets Alyssa to talk on what happened. The two fight and break up. Holden visits a restaurant to meet up with Jane and Silent Bob, who now want money because the comic duo used them in their comics. Silent Bob drops a monologue and an upset Holden McNeil on the woman he used to love named Amy, and how since he let her go and let her get away, he's been chasing her, never to see her again. This makes Holden come up with a not so good plan that included a threesome with Banky, Alyssa, and him. This ends bad, and 1 year later, Holden returns after cutting ties with Banky and Alyssa. He shares his own independent comic titled Chasing Amy. He apologizes to Alyssa, who she herself now has a girlfriend. He makes peace with Banky and Alyssa as he walks away as credits roll. Chasing Amy, my favorite Kevin Smith movie. Truly, I know I say that about every. I know I have said that about Clerks. I know I've said that about Mallrats. I know I probably will say about other movies we're going to talk about after. But this is truly my number one Kevin Smith movie, and I think it's my number four in general, like of all time. I love this movie. I love. I'm a sucker for rom coms. I do like rom coms. I'm an easy crier, by the way. Oh, I didn't cry during this movie, but I'm an easy crier. I cried during. If there's a sad scene in the movie, chances are I'm gonna cry because I don't know. I just like crying during movies. I nothing wrong with that, right? But of course, Chasing Amy. It stars Ben Affleck, Jason Lee, and Joey Lauren Adams as the like that's the casting call to me of all time because those three are amazing. And the fact that the studio didn't want them to begin with, and they actually wanted instead of those three, they wanted David Schwimmer, Jon Stewart, and Drew Barrymore. I guess because they had more like their names had more like popularity back then, obviously, which is kind of hard to believe that this is really puts you in perspective that Ben Affleck had no credit to his name at this time. That's why the studio didn't want him. So I'm guessing from those three, I guess I'm guessing that David Schwimmer would have played Jason Lee's character, Jon Stewart would have played Ben Affleck's character, and of course Drew Barrymore would have played Joey Laurie Adams' character. But thank God that did not happen because I could, well, you never know. Maybe this movie could have been something different if that were the case. Maybe it could have been more popular. Who knows? But to me, that those three wouldn't work as much as what we got, and I love what we got. We got this nice, truly Kevin Smith coming back to his roots of independent filmmaking. Uh, he was supposed to get, I forget how much he wanted. He wanted like I think 1 million or something like that, and he got I forget how much he got. 250,000, I think, $250,000 for this, which is absolutely nothing to make a movie. I mean, Clerks was made because, but compared to Clerks, I mean, yes, Clerks was a shot with very little money, but it looks like a low budget movie. Where like this is more obviously high tech movie, and it needs more of a budget, and they didn't get the budget, so that stinks. And that really took a toll on the producer Scott Mosier, who really stressed about. There's a documentary on the Blu-ray where he talks about how he really had his anxiety built up because each day he'd go in and something wrong would happen if it weren't like some days he wouldn't even be sure if they had enough film to film the movie. Like he really stressed out, and I think that took a toll on him for that movie. So obviously, that's not fun when you're making a movie because you want to get into the. He went to school for filmmaking as well, where he met Kevin Smith, and he wanted to make his own movies. So obviously he got the producer role because of this stuff happening. He helped him on Clerks, then he produced Mallrats, and then he helping him do Chasing Amy, and he never really got a chance to direct. I know now. I think he works for Universal. I think Illumination he works for now. I think he directed that animated Grinch movie from 2018 or 19. I think. Yeah, I think that. Which is, I mean, hey, it wasn't that bad, but he definitely had a hard time on this movie with the production. Obviously, Kevin Smith's job is just to go and direct the actors. And I'm not, I mean, trying to like put his job down, but like it's true. He even said on the documentary that I was talking about that he didn't really notice that Scott's anxiety was building up, which is kind of sucks. But obviously it worked out because the movie did go on to be successful, and it really I think I know I wrote down how much it grossed. It grossed about 15 million. So that's obviously made a little profit, obviously more than Mallrats ever made, so that's good. But yeah, the movie really, to me, I love that it's just like Mallrats. It has that comic book love. Obviously, the two main characters are well, the main three are comic book writers. They have each of them have their own comic book, and it's really cool to see that sort of like depicted on screen. Having comic book writers on as the main characters, even if they don't dwell on it too much, but for what we got, it's still very amazing. Like the opening is set like at a knockoff Comic Con. It's not really called Comic Con, where we actually on the we get a quick shot of who's running it. It's Brian Johnson. I think Brian Johnson. I'm pretty sure that's Kevin Smith's real life friend who eventually would go do Comic Book Man with him. And Brian Johnson and Walter Flanagan. No, or is it Walter Flanagan who has the comic book? Who was in the one of those two? One of those two. But the point is that they're both Kevin Smith's friends who went on to do Comic Book Man, and they appear in these movies as not in this movie, but other movies as Steve Dave and Fanboy, which I like. I like those two characters. What I like about it is the build up between the relationship of Holden and Alyssa. Obviously, it's supposed to be how would I put this? It's not shock value because I don't want to say shock value. I don't want to bring down the fact that she's lesbian. Like that's not really made for shock value, but it's like the complex of the story. It's like very interesting the way it's handled. Obviously, people go on to hate on the. Obviously, this to okay. The movie really hasn't aged that well with people. A lot of people seem to have turned on it because they think that the typical white man trying to make a really awful depiction of what he thinks is or like the white straight male trying to make a depiction of what he thinks love is. Which look, I don't know. Look, I'm not the person that's to talk about that stuff, but to me, it's kind of like the stupidest thing ever because the point it's like saying that only Mexicans can make movies about Mexican people. Like what's this stupid? Yes, of course, each if you're part of that culture, you're gonna understand it more. But like there's always everyone has the opportunity to make whatever they want, and that's the art of movies that you get to put your own depiction of it. And obviously it doesn't always turn out great. I'm not saying that, but like I'm not saying that just because you try hard it's going to be successful. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you have the right to do whatever you want, to write whatever you want, to if you see yourself in characters, if you want to put it out there and put some acknowledgement on this, then do it. Because like people that's the thing with now. Like people always try to bring this movie down, saying that as yes, it doesn't age well. Yes, some of the words that they throw around isn't the best, but that's how people talked back then. I'm guessing because that's the culture. That's the way people talk. So it's like yes, we've evolved with like words, but like come on, I think people are just way too over exaggerating with this movie and other movies that seem to be like the same type of thing. But yeah, it's just a whole other thing that I don't even want to get into. But their relationship is really nice. Obviously, the two actors have good chemistry, and you really feel like uh, there's a scene where the two are lying in bed, and you just get an explanation of why she feels this way, why she like turned not it's weird. Okay, it is weird saying like she not straight, but like why she fell in love with him. And the thing it goes down to the tagline of the movie. It's not who you love, it's how, and that's so important. That's like that really has stuck with me. It's not who you love, it's how. And you really get the how in that scene where the two are lying in bed and she explains her story. She's always felt like she doesn't belong anywhere, and she bound. She's trying to hop around anywhere to find this sort of thing she's missing, and then she found it with Holden with Ben Affleck's character, and that's really beautiful. That's really it gets you in your heartstrings. Come on, like you can't lie, it gets you in your heartstrings because it's nice. It's really Kevin Smith at his most vulnerable. Like I've never seen Kevin Smith return to this type of writing. Obviously, he probably was putting all his heart into it, and it leads to another thing I like to talk about, which is the male insecurity part of it. Holden, like people bring up always the lesbian part, but they don't bring up the male insecurity part and how Kevin Smith really wrote that amazingly. Because obviously every male has male insecurities. Come on, like you can't lie, and that really brings out Holden as a character that he can't cope with the fact that his girlfriend has experienced more than him because he, I don't know, just didn't experience anything. And I think it's a lesson for, maybe things didn't turn out right in the movie, but it's a lesson to be learned that you shouldn't, judge people for what they do. And like, that doesn't matter. Like, their past doesn't matter. It's all about them now. And how that if like all these things that go on with our lives, they affect us and it morphs us into this other version of ourselves that the people that we meet in the now shouldn't judge us for it because it's not who we really are. The past isn't always going to be the thing that defies us. And I think the way it's written, it's like well to teach us. Obviously, this doesn't end well, like I said, but it's a nice way to teach you that you should put people's past aside and focus on the now, which I like. And I like the location of the movie. It's set in Red Bank, New Jersey. I love Red Bank. Come on, Red Bank, New Jersey, amazing. Home of Jane Silent Bob's Secret Stash, 65 Broad Street, Red Bank, New Jersey. Not sponsored, obviously, but you should go there. And obviously, you should go to the Quick Stop and all the other and Atlantic Highlands, where the movies come to play, as Kevin Smith would say. And I love that area. It's really beautiful, and I love how it's shot there. Obviously, it's shot in Red Bank on location and the Holden and Banky studio is actually located above Jack's Music Shop, which Jack's Music Shop also comes into play later in a scene with Holden and Huber X, which I like. I like that. I like Jack's Music Shop too, and I don't even know if the upstairs at Jack's Music Shop is an apartment actually, or I think it's like a office space now. It's not apartments. I don't think if it ever was an apartment actually. Maybe that was just like for the movie. But you should go visit Jack's Music Shop. Amazing place to go. Um, Also the friendship between Banky and Holden is really like I was talking about the relationship between like the actual love relationship between the Holden and Alyssa, but the thing that surpasses that to me is the friendship between Holden and Banky. Banky is just this crude, awful person who is hilariously played by Jason, who does a phenomenal again steals the show. He is absolutely hilarious in this movie. I love Jason Lee. Like I said in another podcast episode, I love Jason Lee. I love everything he's in. He's hilarious in this, and he steals the show as Banky. And yes, a lot of Banky's dialogue isn't really friendly considered today's world, but it's the character. Obviously, the character. I think he is insecure about his own sexuality, and I think he does love his friend in a different way, and he just can't accept that. So obviously, this tears it apart, the friendship, and he does whatever he thinks is right, which isn't always right. He definitely was a big part in affecting the relationship between his best friend and his best friend's girlfriend. And this movie's more like of a reminder and a lesson on what not to do in friendships and how to affect them. That's what it is. Most rom-coms, yes, they teach you, for the most part, they teach you how to do this, how to like a problem and how to fix it. And this movie just tries to tell you that, but then it breaks that mold and just completely goes opposite, which is absolutely amazing. I love how it just doesn't end how you think it's gonna end. And obviously Banky does pick up on dirt on Alyssa. He finds out that Alyssa's nickname in high school was Finger Cuffs, which just is the point of the story of. Oh, I don't, should I spoil it? I don't know if I should spoil it in case you don't want to watch it or in case you do. Look, okay, so finger. I'm not gonna explain what finger cuffing is because that I'm not gonna. I'll let the movie do that. But in the movie, Banky picks up some dirt on Alyssa, and then we cut to this nice, funny montage. Not montage, but like this, like do the right thing style camera work thing with Kevin Smith's cousin. Play what's his name? I forget his name, but his character's name is Coey London. His cousin actually works at the Secret Stash. I've met him. He's a really awesome guy, and he explains what finger cuffs is and how him and Rick Darris from Clerks and who was named the Mallrats, how they did something back then, and that's how she got the nickname finger cuffs. And this just breaks Holden's male insecurity up to the fullest. He because throughout the movie he thinks he's the first guy to ever do the he thinks he's the first guy to be with a lesbian like this, like Joey Loran's character. And obviously this breaks his little male fantasy, which I'm telling you, it's really amazing how Kevin Smith brings up this idea that we as males do get insecure about every single detail, even if it has nothing to do with, even if we did not even know the person during that time, it just boils up in our heads because that's just the male way. And of course, we try not to do that. And obviously, this movie is a nice reminder not to do that. So I'm glad that helps. But it cuts to the quick stop, which technically this is the first time we see it in color. We did not, unless you saw the Mallrats extended cut, but that was before. Well, this movie came out before that because that came out for the 10th anniversary of Mallrats in 2004. So yeah, this is technically the first time we see the quick stop in color, and that's nice. And this leads to the scene where we have the breakup scene with Alyssa and Holden in this also they go well, first off they go to an ice rink in that's actually in Brick. I know that I pass by there sometimes and I like seeing it's funny because in the scene it's nighttime, the lights are still on where it says ice, but now it's like the I and the K are the only lights working now because I guess it doesn't get that much money, so they can't fix it. So the C is like actually not doesn't work anymore, but it's still nice to pass by it. But we get their breakup scene where Joey Laurie Adams just gets this does this amazing dialogue. How like this wasn't her choice, like how well, pretty much what I said earlier. Like those things are stuff that she tried out in the past and it didn't make her happy, but she experimented, and she just screams at the top of her lungs in such a good, amazing way. This scene and the scene where Holden confesses his love for her are my favorite scenes in the movie, besides from the Jane Silent Bob part. But the acting, the one where Holden confesses his love for her, it's just him. You can hear the rain in the back, and it just leads to them outside in the rain, where like you think she's gonna leave him, and then she comes back crying, and they start kissing. It's a really great directed scene. But fun fact, if you pay close attention during that scene, you can see the crew members of the movie, like their reflection on the mirror in the background. It's pretty funny, and but back to the ice rink scene, it's where she breaks up with Holden, which leads to a sad scene. Like I said, where Holden visits Jane Silent Bob at a restaurant, and we get Jane Silent Bob's only scene in the movie. This is their shortest scene, but it's definitely one of their more memorable scenes. And where Silent Bob talks, he talks in every movie, but in this one, he gives a whole monologue on why he shouldn't be like this and how he should change. And obviously, Holden takes it the wrong way. But and obviously, I think we already dwelled on that ending, so I'm not gonna focus on that scene. I'll focus on some other scenes. Like there's a scene at a bar after um Holden finds out that Alyssa's lesbian has a girlfriend, and this cuts to this funny like recreation of the Jaws. Have you seen Jaws? You know the part where the three main guys are like or Richard Dreyfuss's character and the I can't think of the other guy's name, the old captain guy. They were comparing the scars and like they each start laughing, but in this they do like a nice little parody homage to that. But instead of it being like wound scars from like shark attacks or like other things, it's like wounds they've gotten in bed, like Banky somehow like his jaw or something like can't go back or his head can't go back because one of the girls he was getting with did something, which is and it just in a list of saying her experiences with other girls that led to other injuries like a scar on the right of her like belly or something like that. It's a good scene. I like that scene. And here we get like, oh, well, that's another thing too that the movie, like the first three Kevin Smith movies are the most connected story wise with the references to the other characters in the movie. Like Clarice Mallrats and Chasing Amy are the first. Like Chasing Amy is the first time where you fully experience the what would you say like the reward of having watched those previous movies because they really name drop a lot of stuff. Like for example, Julie Dwyer is mentioned once again from Mallrats and Clerks, the girl who died at the YMCA pool. She actually is name dropped by Alyssa being her friend that she came to visit. Well, she came to visit. She's been the only time she's been back to Jersey is when her friend died, and that friend is Julie Dwyer. And Holden knows who that girl is. Who to him is the girl who died at the YMCA pool. And we also get name dropped Caitlin Bree a lot of times. If you know Clerks, Caitlin Bree is Dante's girlfriend who he chased after, who he fights with. If you've seen Clerks, you know who I'm talking about, Caitlin Bree. And turns out Caitlin Bree was got with Alyssa multiple times, and Dante did not know that. So, Dante, poor Dante. We get Rick Darris, who Rick Darris is also name dropped in Mallrats and makes an appearance in Clerks. Who, again, like I said before in the other podcast episode, he married Heather Jones eventually. So he got with both sisters, I guess. Because that's another thing too. Alyssa Jones is the sister of Trisha Jones from Mallrats and Heather Jones from Clerks. So the three sisters. And actually, fun fact: Rick there's this actor. I forget his name. I'm forgetting everyone's name. I don't even know. But but his actor actually makes an appearance not as Rick Dares, but as another character at a scene at the ice rink. I said the quick stop. Obviously, we get a nice shot of the quick stop. Oh, we also get um a nice call out to Eden Prairie Mall from Mallrats. I like that one too. And also when when Joey Laureano's character is calling out what she's done to Ben Affleck in the past, she mentions Shannon Hamilton and Gwen Turner. But funny because both of those characters are played by Ben Affleck and Joey Laureano from Mallrats. That's their characters in that movie, so that's funny. Oh, and during that Jaws scene, we have a mention of Brandy Spinning, one of the girls that Banky got with. Obviously, if you know Mallrats, that's TS's girlfriend and future wife. So that's nice one. See all these I just love those like connections between all those characters. It's just it makes it fun, it makes it rewarding to watch those movies and then watch that one. I've always been a sucker for that. Obviously now it's more popular now with the Marvel movies, obviously, but and now everything seems to be in a shared universe. Like this has a spinoff of this, like The Big Bang Theory has like it has like multiple spin-offs like the Young Sheldon and Georgie and Mandy, and I think there's some future rep show with the guy Stewart from the show. See, it's more popular now. Obviously, it's a comic book thing too, because the comic books have they have a bunch of characters cross over multiple stories and all that. So obviously, Kevin Smith got it from there, and he's always said he got it from there. So I just took a drink of water because I'm very thirsty for water. My throat is drying up. I'm talking. Next up, I want to talk about the music. Well, unfortunately, there was no soundtrack to this, like official soundtrack made for the movie, which I still to this day I'm very disappointed in that because I know I said Mallrats is my favorite soundtrack, but I think this one is actually my favorite soundtrack. Well, actually, it depends. It depends what day it is. But this, I'm not gonna put all the songs out there because some of the songs are like club music that's played in the background. But I do love the song, and I do have the playlist of all the songs. But this is more of like a like a highlight of some of the songs that I like in the movie. First off, we have "Tube of Wonderful" that plays during the intro of the movie with all the Blummin and Chronic art all around the screen. I like that one. Which actually it made its official debut on the Jane Silent Bob Strike Back soundtrack titled "Tube of Wonderful." So the impression that I get is the next song. I like that one too. It's played briefly, but I think that's a nice song to bop to. Run's House by Run DMC. I love that song. It plays. It's my favorite shot of the movie. It's one of my favorite shots of the movie because it's outside Jack's music shop, Red Bank, and you just cut to a hard like the last scene. It's Holden and Hooprex talking, and you just cut straight to the Run DMC song outside of Red Bank. It's a good one. I like that. Next song is I Don't Care by Flip. That plays briefly too while Banky and Holden talk as they're waiting to be called into the office of the MTV studio. Next song is "Where We're in It for the Money" by Chore Boy. That plays briefly too during that scene in the background. I like that scene too. I like that scene and song. Which fun fact, I forgot to mention that one of the MTV workers is actually Jim Hicks. If you recognize the last name, that is Dante Hicks's other cousin because his other cousin Gil Hicks appeared in Mallrats, so that's another one of his cousins, I guess. And it's played by the same actor too, Brian O'Halloran. It's the same actor. I don't know if I mentioned that last episode that the guy who plays Gil Hicks plays Dante, and the guy who plays Dante plays Jim Hicks too. Brian O'Halloran. He plays all his cousins, which is hilarious to me. And the next song is Jumpstart by the Hangouts during the classic. Every rom com needs their montage, and this is a song for Holden and Alyssa's montage, and it's perfect. It's like it has a nice rhythm to it, and I love that song. The next song is Have You Seen Mary by Sponge. I love this. This plays in the background also, but it's such an amazing song in general. It plays in the back of Jack's Music Shop, which that adds to it. Next song is Stay With Me by Mary Bourne. This plays during a brief little montage of a sad Holden McNeil sitting on the couch with Banky Edwards accompanying him on the side after him and Alyssa break up. This song is really good too. It didn't have an official release until Jane Silent Bob Reboot, which is it was officially like a put on a soundtrack. So eventually did get its own spotlight on a soundtrack, which I love. I think this was made for the movie. I think this was made for the movie because I never heard anything else. Like I never heard anything else about the singer, and I think there's a early scene at the bar where Alyssa sings a song, and I think one of the band members is actually Mary Bourne. I think I'm not sure on that, but I think that. And that song too is next. Alyssa Jones is Joy Lou Adams' song "Alive." It's an original song by her. She got help with one of the members from a soul asylum to work on it, and it's a really good song. That still has not come to see the light of day, which I'm very bummed. But I do have a ripped audio from it on YouTube of it, so that I listen to that once in a while, and it's a good song. The last song that closes the movie is "We Three" by Soul Asylum, which the perfect song to represent the movie. We Three, Banky, Holden, and Alyssa, those three. That song is perfect for that. That's truly the perfect song to end it off with. And I think that might be my favorite song. Well, I think my favorite song is probably "Stay With Me" by Mary Bourne. It's just a great song. I think that's my favorite song. But second is Soul Asylum's "We Three." After the film's release, Chasing Amy met a lot of praise from both critics and audiences, making $15 million at the box office. Sure, it wasn't the biggest success, but it did resurrect Kevin Smith's film career, saving it from the doom that the last movie made. It has a lot of heart, most heart I think the Smith film has ever had. It's his only film in the Criterion Collection, which it is out of print, but it is cheap to find, so I do recommend getting it if you can, or the Blu-ray. But we are in need of a 4K transfer. I'm still waiting for the light of day we see that, but for now, I don't think it's happening. We did get Dogma on 4K, so maybe we can get Chasing Amy 4K transfer. This movie is everything I want it to be, from its original story to fun characters that are amazing with its winter Jersey setting. This is a movie that anyone should watch at least once in their lifetime, at least once. And I sure will definitely continue to watch it for many years to come. And that's Chasing Amy. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I truly want to thank everyone for listening to this episode for the third episode. I am not sure what we're doing next. I don't think I was thinking of doing Dogma next, but I think we should take a little break from the Kevin Smith movies for now because, well, at least for like a couple more episodes. But I don't want to bore everyone with Kevin Smith facts all the time. So I don't know. Maybe if you have a movie you want to recommend, follow me on Instagram and DM me, or anyone who you want a movie, tell me. I'm thinking either maybe a Tarantino movie. I want to start the Tarantino movies. I love Tarantino, my favorite director of all time. Truly, I love Tarantino. So maybe we'll do his movies next. And if you have any recommendations, let me know. But till then, thank you. Of course, thank you again. I want to say thank you. I would, if I could, I would say thank you a million times on here. But for now, I'm just gonna say thank you once, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, night, or evening, or whenever you're listening to this. And I just want to say truly one last time, thank you. Have a good day, and goodbye.
You don't have to lie about where you've been. We both know you've been screaming. So why don't you give your little voice a rest? Climb on up inside my bed and just pretend you need me. You don't have to lie about what you know. We both know you've been suffering, and I don't need to be After she's run out of your money, well then just crawl on back to me. I'm the one that sets you free, and I'm the one that needs you. And if she ever lets you go, somewhere to rest, somewhere to lay your head, and you'll know where to find me. And stay, stay, stay with me. Stay, stay with me. Stay, and don't you ever run away from me. Stay. And if you need somewhere to rest, somewhere to lay your head, and you'll know where to find me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Tear down the headlights, empty the ashtrays, sweep out the alleyway, what's left of our time. Well, you can use my